get what we deserve. We refuse, and we've been stormed. We've been really bad talked about.
Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz, Love Talk on Babz Rawls-Ivy. Hey, you know they're dancing over at Yale. They got dancing. I am here with guests from Dance Haven, a celebration of vernacular dance, and I have Gabrielle Niederhofer. Did I say that right? Unmute yourself. And Lacina Kulabale. Did I say that right? Unmute yourself. Come on, let's get into this conversation. So now I believe a lot of folks would be surprised that there's a lot of dancing going on at Yale University. Talk about this. So tell me about how this collaboration came together, because is it Lacina?
Yes.
Lacina, you are a choreographer and you're on faculty at Yale, and there's a whole dance studio over there in the Schwartzman Center.
Absolutely, yes.
So talk to me about how long has dance been going on at Yale, and tell me about Dance Haven and this collaboration and this event that's happening over the next couple of days in multiple locations.
Okay, but maybe before I start, I would just let Gabrielle talk about the festival, because she's one of the initiators of the festival. And she had great idea than I do, so it's better she starts.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. So it's a festival.
Yes, so Dance Haven is a festival celebrating vernacular dance, and it's happening this weekend on the 14th and 15th. So yeah, dance is thriving at Yale. I proposed the idea all the way back during my first year at Yale to the head of dance, Emily Coates at Yale. I wanted to find a way to celebrate Black vernacular dance forms on campus these dance forms aren't necessarily given the same opportunities as other dance forms. So I really wanted to find a way to celebrate and uplift these dance forms. So the festival will feature a main stage performance on Saturday, featuring many solo artists, including Lacina. And there'll be a dance party with a DJ on Saturday night, and master classes all day, Friday and Saturday. And then also the festival will feature an exhibit on the history of dance in New Haven. Dance in New Haven is incredible, with an incredible public school arts program and dancing happening all over the city in public parks and theaters. And this festival, kind of conversations leading up to it, sparked a research initiative. So I've been a part of conducting oral histories with key contributors to the history and development of dance in the city. And it's really incredible to see all of the amazing work that's been done. So this festival is hoping to bring New Haven community members, Yale community members, and others to the same dance floor, and it's all free and open to the public.
Talk to me about the vernacular celebration of vernacular dance. So break that down for me to help me understand what that means.
Totally. So vernacular dances are inherently communal. They develop out of personal and communal practices rather than being designed by a rigid syllabus or curriculum. So some examples include Lindy Hop, tap dance, Chicago footwork. These dances have been developed in communities as opposed to ballet or modern. And historically, Black vernacular dance has not been given the same opportunities or funding as dances such as ballet or modern. So this festival is a way to uplift those dance forms and put them in dialogue with each other.
Okay, so Lacina, what's your role in this? Because I know you are a world-renowned choreographer, and your work has won great international acclaim. What do you bring to this?
Also to add a vernacular dance, I also see a social dance, when we also know about the history. Is it was an opportunity for African American to be able to fully express themselves. And it can be just be what they're going through and also what they can aspire for a better life. So that's something really, it's thinking about that. It also how I get my training, like in Africa. It's I've never learned dance from an institution. I learned from the community, and then going from company to company, and also learning from a friend. We just gather somewhere and we show each other different moves. And so I really see myself in that direction where they just call vernacular dance, because it's how was my training. And also, when we think about vernacular dance, it's really rooted to African traditional dance, and it's where I'm coming from. So for me, it's also a way of seeing different form of my traditional dance. And I'm not really practicing traditional dance, because when I think about traditional dance, it's dance by the community and for the community. I'm not really doing that. So I cannot really, it's like a representation of the traditional dance I'm doing. So for me, being part of that, it's also a way of seeing a sort of evolution, it's a sort of change, because when we think about social dance, the environment where you are will really influence on your way of dancing. That's what I can also say about like tap dance and Chicago footwork and all of that. So for me, it's my dance has changed, even if being in the United States, teaching the way I teach in Africa, I have to change. I have to bring something that will be more understandable for students here. So the environment will also influence on the way of dancing. So for me, it's being part of, it's also because I don't want, I'm also part of that vernacular dance through the traditional dance from Africa.
So Gabrielle, talk to me about what is Chicago footwork? You mean like the the dancing that they do, like I know what it is, but tell me what it is, because I never heard it called Chicago footstep. I can tell you what I heard it called, but
so Chicago footwork is a dance form developed in communities in Chicago, and now it's kind of taking the world by storm. But it's footwork driven. So I'm originally a tap dancer, so I'm so drawn to it because it's so inherently rhythmic and very cardio heavy.
Now this is when you dancing with a couple, two people dance together.
No, this is I mean, you can, but it's typically like a solo or group thing. It's not a partner dance, but it's you're doing crazy intricate rhythms with your feet, doing different polyrhythms with your arms versus your feet, and it's a really exciting.
I have to
like a full articulation of the body.
Oh, I love that. Now I have to see this, right? So it's not like the electric slide. So there are people who know how to do this, and they're coming to show us and give us the history behind it, and
exactly.
And how it has changed over the generations. People have made it their own. Okay. And all right, now talk to me about the Lindy. Now I know something about the Lindy Hop. People still doing the Lindy Hop?
Yeah, for sure. There's a huge social swing dance scene all around the country, and there's actually a large swing dance community in Connecticut, in Hartford and New Haven.
Really?
And it's Yale has classes every week, and there's a big social dance in Hartford every week, and people come from all around the country to their weekends where people unite and connect over different forms of swing dance, and it's still happening.
Oh my gosh, I need to know about this. So can anybody come and learn how to Lindy Hop?
Yep, it's free and open to the public. So if you want to
Kidding
learn
me? How
how
come
to
I didn't know this, Gabrielle?
I
You
think
tell me I
the-
could have been Lindy Hoppin?
You still can.
I think the idea of the festival is also to just keep those dances alive inside, because people can easily forget about them. And as Gabriel said previously, it's also those sort of dance did not get the same opportunity to be shown. So it's also our idea to just bring them alive, to just say, okay, it's also a way of decolonizing also the field, to just allow any form of dance to just be seen and can use them. So.
All right, so you're kicking off with the African diasporic masterclass. Is that your class, Lucina? Are you teaching that?
No, I'm not teaching.
Not teaching.
Because I'm in New Haven, so it's better to just let the guests teach. I'm in New Haven, so people can reach me easily. So it's the idea to just let the guests teach the workshops.
Okay. So
I would just pay for them.
So all these dances that we're seeing are rooted in Blackness. Is that, am I to understand that? So the Lindy Hop is rooted in Blackness. The African diasporic movement, of course, is Black. And then the Chicago footwork. And then you've got the Dunham jazz master class. Is that, am I to understand that's Miss Dunham's, is this her work? Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Catherine Dunham's work, Miss Catherine Dunham's work. Okay, so talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Catherine Dunham is a seminal choreographer and dancer in dance history. She's been called the matriarch and queen mother of Black dance, and so this class is it's celebrating her work and uplifting. There's definitely an emphasis on like respecting your elders in the art form. So this is a way of bringing Dunham's work into the festival, and yeah.
Okay. And so, and then, because this is happening April 15th. So, and then there's a commercial dance, Afro style. Now, what is that? I don't think I've ever heard that phrase before.
Yeah, so I think the masterclass teacher is really excited about showing how these vernacular forms are being used commercially. So it's these dance forms are alive and are continuing to change. These aren't they're ever evolving. As they're passed down to different people add their own stylization. So this class is showing it's a fusion of those forms.
So when I think about commercial, I'm thinking like, you know, the stuff that you see in music videos or in films or people dancing at that level. Is that how I should see that?
Yeah, and I also think it's influenced by the music as well, using more contemporary music with these styles of dance.
Go ahead, Lucina, you wanted to say something?
No, it's also those form of dance we can just see. It's also emphasize like the creativity of African American to be able to just keep creating different form of dance. It's just like it's the creativity doesn't stop. All the time there is an idea of creating something that it's depending what's going on in the society. There's how they can just respond to that, to a form of expressing through the body. So they will just create something that's in the moment. And that's also how the advantage of vernacular dance, social dance, that it just keep changing from generation to another generation.
So talk to me a little bit about what comes first, the music or the dance?
Excuse me?
What comes first, the music or the dance? Does the dance inspire the music, or does the music inspire the dance?
I would say it's a vice versa, because talk about, from my background, music and dance, they both use rhythm. And for me, rhythm is not just music. It's not rhythm, just a way of organizing sound with musician and movement from dancers. So we are both using rhythm. the music can influence and also the dance. But I will say I will put first the music, because every time I have to dance, I always need to sing a rhythm. And singing a rhythm is also a way of being a musician. For me, just a way of dancing inside of myself. And I'm pretty sure even if the musician, before they even touch the instrument, they will also sing. So we just like the voice, singing with like using the voice, that's like the first thing. And it can also be from even if not even think about rhythm, just the idea of expressing yourself, then you just start moving, but it always linked to the internal rhythm we have inside of ourselves, because we breathe, we are alive because of rhythm, the internal rhythm we have. We are all polyrhythm, the heartbeat and then the breath. So we already have a rhythm inside of ourselves. So being capable to listen to that, you know, anytime you can express yourself.
I like that. We all have rhythm in us already, our breath and our heartbeat. I like that. All right, so Gabrielle, you're a tap dancer. How long have you been tap dancing?
Since I was 2, so 21 years.
Oh my God. So who are your tap dancing icons? Now I have a very good friend, Alexa Robbins, who do you know her?
Yes, I'm familiar. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So she is my tap dance teacher, because I'm learning how to tap dance.
Oh,
and
wow.
she's amazing. We just convened some folks around dance, because it has been brought to my attention, Gabrielle, that dance does not get the same kind of funding as other arts.
Yes.
You know, and that's problematic. And even though people like the idea of dance, you know, we put our children in dance because we know dance is important. But as an art form, it of all the art forms, it is the least funded thing. So talk a little bit about what you think is behind that, and where do you think we might go with that?
Yeah, I completely agree. And also specifically in Connecticut, I think we're one of the least funded states for dance, which is really unfortunate. I mean, I think historically other art forms such as visual art or music have had large histories of like institutional backing, whereas dance isn't as much. I think one potential reason is that it is tied to the body. It's like a bodily practice. And it doesn't have the same, historical backing. And I think there is such an incredible flourishing dance community in New Haven and Connecticut and around the world. And I think that should be supported. I also think that New Haven hasn't, in the past, in the 80s and 90s, there was more support from institutions, such as cheaper rehearsal spaces or more performance opportunities, and those resources aren't the same post-pandemic. So I think we need to push for more resources to uplift dance.
So Lassina, you are paying attention to dance history and how people are dancing. What have you seen in your lifetime, the evolution of dance, particularly from the diaspora?
It's even if now even seeing the popularity of dance and most great singer, it's the dance is always the thing that make a lot of things really popular in terms of the music industry. And even if now dance has been used on scene to just bring awareness for many things, to like how choreographer use dance to conscientize, that's the word in French, but how is in English? I'm just wondering, like conscience, and all this performance, and also I can see there is like a great evolution, even if in Africa with the national ballet that has been used to create like an identity for the country. So it's like all of that, you will just see that using dance to emphasize something will also push the dance and choreographer to be more creative. And because people don't, like, as a human being, we always don't want to see exactly the same. If there is no creativity, people just start to just forget about it. And then how we don't have a choice, we always have to think. And because I also see dance practice like a research, because dancer will just spend an hour to think about what kind of movement can really have an impact, people will really understand. So it's, with that, you always have to just see, it has been changed before, like the community would just gather together and then spontaneously things would just come. But now people will just gather, think, do research, and then go to the studio, spend hours and hours and say, okay, how can I make this something different? Because now people are looking for something that is different. Even if they are still using the same principle, they're always looking for the new thing to just innovate.
So Gabrielle, was it hard to decide, like, what did you leave out of this festival?
There was once an idea of doing an outdoor open free like dance pop-up class. So we were gonna maybe potentially be on the New Haven Green or on Yale's Beinecke Plaza and kind of have an outdoor component. But we really wanted to focus on the festival and the performance and making sure it was done with care. So, but there are so many other dance forms that need to be uplifted in the same capacity. So yeah.
So I from what I understand, you're working on this is part of your senior thesis. And
Yes.
so did you have, when you started this, when you were like, okay, this is what I want to focus on, did you know the things that you wanted to focus on? Like, did you know was the Lindy Hop? Did you know was Chicago footwork? Did you know was, African diasporic movement? Did you, like, what did you know? And what made you decide these components?
Yeah, I mean, I think I learned as I researched and the process went on for sure. I also, this festival is co-curated with Dormisha, the renowned tap dancer. So we honed in on the exact dance forms we wanted to represent in the festival in conversations together. So it was really a collaboration of picking the artists, picking the dance styles.
I loved it. So, oh yes, and she couldn't be with us, but she is very, very famous, and I love her work, and I've seen her work, and this is going to be exciting. So Lacina, do you feel like the African diasporic dance or dance overall is a wonderful way to sort of bring people together? Like, is this a way so that everybody could learn about each other? Do you think people are interested in learning about African dance as much as they are interested in learning about, I don't know, modern dance or tap dance or ballet?
Absolutely. For me, this form of dance is really, it's more open to the public. Let's say if like a social dance, people can link to that. And like in modern dance, you go to the studio, so you have to learn a specific way of moving, but with the social, you can it's about expressing the rhythm. So any movement expression can be used, but in modern, if I say like maybe martagram technique, there is a way of doing one way of doing it, and then you have to just, there is a set technique that you have to really, but you go to like tap dance, you just need your shoes, and then what kind of rhythm you can just make. There is some phrase that has been like codified, but just to give an idea of, you know, how things are. And then after you just master that, you can easily create your own form of just doing, instead of just, as long as you can just make a good, like the sound is really clear, people can hear. So it's easily people, when people just get there, it's they, before they even decide to just move, they can already link themselves to the way it is, because it's the way we move in that way. It also based on our daily movement. So it's something that people can see themselves in it, but now how to learn how to express the rhythm, that's the thing that you will just need to learn. And, you know, it's, for me, this festival, it's really a great opportunity to just show different things. And I hope people will just come, because it's, everyone wants to be part of the history. It's like the first edition. Maybe like 1 year or 2 years later, we'll have a second one, and it will just keep going. That's the root of the festival. So we all want to be part of the beginning.
I was going to ask that question to Gabrielle. Like, does this become? I mean, I know it's your senior piece, but does this become institutionalized where, you know, next year there's one, or the year after? Like, how do you keep this going, and how do you sow the seeds to, like, listen, you have to keep this going?
Totally. I mean, I hope it becomes a yearly thing. The festival is created in collaboration with the Yale Schwarzman Center. And I think there is a lot of demand for dance at Yale, and so much interest within the community. So I will advocate for it to be a yearly thing, and the work will not stop.
All right, so
we need it.
We do need it. So everything is free, or is it? Is it free?
Everything is free.
And people, do they have to register? Do they have to come and bring their firstborn? Like, what happens?
Yeah, so if you look up Dance Haven, a celebration of vernacular dance, you'll be taken to the Yale Schwarzman Center's website, and you can register for all of the events. Everything is free, but make sure to register to reserve your spot.
Here we go. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So April 14th, it starts with morning stuff into the afternoon, and April 15th, same thing. And then there's a dance party of some sort, right? Where at the end, everybody get on the floor and really get into it. 9 p.m. a dance party. And that Schwarzman Center is a beauty.
Yeah, and we'll be having a DJ from New Haven come. So everyone should come on down to the dance party. It'll be a great time.
Now, will we see either of you dancing? Like, I know this is not about you, but will I catch you on the dance floor, Lacina? Will I catch you on the dance floor, Gabrielle?
Yes. And I'm also performing a 12-minute solo. So you will see me dancing and the party for sure.
Oh my God. So before I let you go, because I know y'all got to get back to getting this done. So much a part of dance is fashion, right? So what do you think about that component to it? You know, do people dress up to dance, or like the Lindy Hop conjures up in my mind a specific dress, right? A specific look. Do people ascribe to that? Do they? You know, when I think of African movement, I see women with, you know, fabric on and movement and all of that. I mean, is that true, or is it just like whatever you wear, you wear?
Yeah, it's really depend, but with party, anything can be used. If you are taking a workshop, I would say most of the teachers, they'll just say, make sure you put something that you are comfortable and something that will allow you to express your full body. And for the party, you know, any dress that you will just wear and you will feel lifted, you will just feel a kind of self-esteem. Just wear it, and something that you feel, oh, this is how I want to be. Because the dance is also part of like to totally free yourself. And then if dressing up, you would just, oh, this is how I vision myself. It's really, it's welcome. And I'm thinking to really dress up.
I like dressing up. That's what I'm asking. So Gabrielle, add something to that part, because you're a tap dancer, and really for tap dancers it's the shoe. But you know, it could be anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think in some ways, what you wear can accentuate different movements. Specifically with your swing dance example, I think a lot of people wear a certain type of dress to kind of thinking about like where the roots of the art form came from, like in the 20s and the 30s. So kind of emulating that style by looking back, kind of representing the roots of the art form. But for Dance Haven, you can wear anything.
Well, I love it. I'm so glad that y'all could come on and talk about this morning. I had no idea. And so now other people will know. So hopefully more of the community will find their way to the festival and shimmy and shake and move and all the things. And I really am interested in coming to see Chicago foot style, because I need to know about that. And see some African diasporic movement. I'm that too. Thank y'all both for coming, and good luck to you, Gabrielle. And nice to meet you, Lesina.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, y'all. Make your way over to Schwarzman Center. They got multiple locations. We already put it up the site. Go and find out, register, and go and get your shoes on and dance. It's a good time to dance.
Yeah, they better do it, because Schwarzman Center have the capacity to let people, it's not that big, so rush, do it now, otherwise it will be.
Oh, you won't be able to get in. I'm gonna go register myself. Thank you so much, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Harry, for putting it up. I'll be back tomorrow. I've got more folks from the Schwarzman Center. I think I'm going to be talking about architecture and movement on the next couple of days.
Wow.
So, and then tomorrow I've got Ife and the Diaspora Con folks coming on to talk about Diaspora Con is coming up. So thank you all for a good conversation. I will see y'all in these dancing streets. Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.
spinning to the morning light. Spinning to the wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning to the morning light. Spinning to the wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning to the morning light. Spinning to the wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning to the morning light. Spinning to the
and you're listening to WMHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven.